Dad Mod's Media Machine presents the Brews with the Dudes podcast.
There's a countdown for something.
No, it's so funny because it goes like, I don't know why it counts down from 6, but it was like 6, 3, 2, 1, 0. It's like, who is this countdown for? I mean, I mostly blame the shitty computer.
It's like,
but...
we're going to start 6 and now go down.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, this isn't a very effective countdown.
Think about an Olympic race starting off like that. Like,
that'd be better.
They just pick some random number. Like, we're going to start at, I don't know, 46 and count down from that. But we're going to skip the 30s, most of the 20s, and then just jump to 3.
Wait, are you saying that before a race, you'd be at the starting line and they would count down from 46?
Yeah, it's just something weird. It'd just be funnier than how. You're all hunched off, ready to run, and then the announcer's like, okay, 52. You're like, what the fuck is going on here? 51. What the fuck, man?
The jumps. 22.
Yeah, you're like, Jesus Christ. He just gets it. He's like,
Oh, man.
2-1. And then you're like, oh, shit. It'd be way more interesting.
So, what do you think would improve the viewing of the Olympics?
Oh, they need some average people in there. Like, have an Olympian and then have, like, Bob from Illinois.
Just Bob from the Ace Hardware.
Yeah, just to compare. Like, see, this is what like a really in shape athlete looks like compared to the guy that works,
Works midnights at Target.
Works overnight stocking shelves. Whose
I can
diet
dig
consists
that.
of beef jerky and Oreos.
That's cool. So one other thing that I was thinking, and it's a little bit like in the spirit, the Olympics sort of has started out as like this, what the Greek Colosseum or something like that. And it was like fighting, lions and shit. I think they need to bring that back a little bit. So if we're talking like the 100-meter dash, or I don't know, whatever they are.
Chased by a cheetah.
Exactly. But maybe not a cheetah. Like maybe it's a cheetah with like a broken leg or something.
Or a really pissed off house cat.
Make it interesting. Yeah, exactly. Grumpy cat is trying to chase you down.
What they do is they attach one of those freaking cat ball feather things on your ass, and you have to run. And the cat's just fucking chasing you, going like
and
this.
then they like release a bunch of bobcats.
Okay, every runner, come grab your raw steak and put it in your pants, and then
oh man, that would be
run as fast
so
as you
good. Yeah, I think it would definitely improve the view counts.
I think it would. I would totally watch that. That sounds fun as hell.
Well, hey guys, welcome back to another Brews with the Dudes podcast. I am Jake Lindquist.
I am Donnie Allen.
Yeah, and if you guys have any ideas about how to improve our view counts, maybe release some bobcats down here.
I have a Saint Bernard. That's probably the closest to like a beast we could get.
Yeah, I mean, what's he the equivalent of a bear?
Yeah, I mean he's like 120 pounds. He's a small bear.
He is. He's also a big bear.
He's also dumb as shit.
He is dumb as shit. Yeah.
In a good kind of way. He's very derpy. We love him.
He is. Yeah, he's a very lovable derp.
Yeah, until he leans on you and like snaps your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
Yes, he's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, man. So, hey guys, we're flying solo here tonight.
Yep.
We do have a podcast guest scheduled for next week. We're really excited to have on.
Assuming he doesn't ditch us last second to go to dinner with his parents
Yep.
or something stupid like that.
And that is why we'll withhold the name. Not that it matters to very many people out there in the
Yeah, I'll give you a hint. It starts with a
universe.
J and rhymes with Amy.
boy. Yeah. So hey, did you know? Now it's been 2 weeks,
That
so
a
I
cheetah
gotta
can reach max speed in like under 6 seconds.
Seriously?
I have no clue. I think I might be kind of close on that. I could be completely wrong.
Wow. I mean, I guess I could totally see that.
I really want to see somebody get chased by a wild cat, though. Like, that's just in my head. I would maybe give the guy like a little bit of a head start because the cat's gonna be way faster than him.
Yeah.
But yeah, wild animals totally get chased.
All right, so I'm gonna
look
just slippy slide something over here for you to see.
Is that the top speed of a
and
cheetah?
of course, like now that we're trying to do it right now, everything's gonna just break.
Yep, the internet's
Of course.
like, this is not happening.
No, it's your computer. It's not the internet. This is goddamn godforsaken
there it is.
computer.
The ST-125.
I gave Donnie one task: go buy a computer. He buys the cheapest one you can possibly get.
Jake
from
sent
this
me a link of what to buy, and I walked into Best Buy and said, "I want this," and this is what I got.
This is what we got.
So we're just gonna blame Best Buy.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
Okay,
put
so
that guy in the
this.
Olympics. The guy that doesn't know how to read a freaking URL website.
Yeah, right. Well, okay, guys. So, we obviously you guys know that we're Honda motorcycle fans.
That is
This
awesome.
is Honda rolled out another like modern retro mini thing, and it's I love it's called the
fantastic.
Dax, and it's
Get the wiener
it,
dog.
it has a dock sound on
Yeah.
it. Like I love that. It's
Dog
so
sound with a
silly.
helmet, goggles, and wheels.
Yeah, dude.
fantastic.
And it's so funny because it looks like this bike. So
kinda does.
this is the C70, right?
Yeah.
Because like they had this exact same style bike from back in the day, and
My
I think it was the
father-in-law's got one.
C70. Yeah.
Yeah, they look exactly the same.
They're hilarious. Yeah. But this is 125 cc's and fuel injected. If I remember right, it's fuel injected.
It looks fuel injected. I don't see a carb.
Yeah. And even if it is carb, I bet you it's like super reliable because it's, all modern
Yeah, it's
stuff.
Honda.
Like modern carbs are pretty good. But I just got such a kick out of it. I could not believe they just announced this thing, and I wanted to get your impressions on it.
I absolutely love it. I love how Honda is just kind of like going to the past, like, oh, let's just remake what we've already done because people love them. We'll just make them better.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's fantastic.
Like Honda has
Such a good
such
lineup.
a wild lineup of their minis. Like,
I love the monkey. I would totally buy a
Oh,
monkey.
dude.
I freaking love them. I
Like-
think they're fantastic little bikes.
well, and the aftermarket for the monkey is so funny. I don't know how much you paid attention to them before they rolled out this new one.
I have not.
But like
much.
it's so wild the mods that you can do to these things because they make all these crazy aftermarket parts for it, so you can do some really wild shit in the same way that you can build a Ruckus and you can build a Grom. You can do
Yeah.
the same thing with the old school monkeys.
that'd be
But
cool.
now they've got the fuel injected ones, so now the aftermarket is starting to catch up for those as well. There's some really cool shit.
If I didn't sell a Grom to get a bigger bike, I would totally buy a monkey.
Well, and the problem is the monkey's smaller than the Grom.
It is.
So, I mean, you're already dealing with the Grom not being fast enough. The monkey is strictly a silly plaything.
if we had a cabin, I'd buy a monkey for the cabin.
Yeah.
Something to take maybe to the convenience store real quick to get stuff, dirt roads,
Mm-hmm.
fields. I think that's exactly what that bike would be used for.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, very well could be. I mean, it's compared to the prices of back when they rolled those out in like the 70s, I don't know how that works for like inflation wise. These are, I guarantee they're way more expensive now than they would have been back in the day.
Probably.
But I don't know to what extent that's the case.
I don't know either, especially this year with inflation being all over the place.
Oh, inflation is a shit show. So I realized we're a few minutes into this thing. 8 minutes, same as last time. Just getting into it.
So was this the year you were born?
Bear with me.
1554?
I've got to catch back up to this.
Oh,
Close that.
Yep, close all the
Over
windows we don't need,
here,
otherwise everything
close
crashes.
that because the computer's already like freaking out. Okay, there we go. So we'll just scurry back on over here to our main page. So
I
hopefully
like that I
didn't
popped
throw the
that
audio
open
off.
and I can smell it instantly.
So, we usually are getting IPAs, American Pale Ales. Once in a while, we'll get an ale. But yeah, so I got, it's called 1554. It's a New Belgian. It's dark as hell.
So
It's super good.
I'm gonna love this then, huh?
Yeah. So I'm not opposed to dark beers. There's just certain kinds of dark beers or the ones where you chew them that I'm not a huge fan of. This to me is almost like a black ale.
This is really good. This reminds me a little bit of Big Boat.
Yeah, it's a little bit stoutish.
Yeah, it's like a softer version of Big Boat, which is from Thickers Brewing here in town. They have some really good beer. I like this. This is really, really
Yeah,
good.
I want to say that this one was a black ale. Yeah, so this is New Belgian. Yep, it's a dark ale, enlightened dark ale, brewed with spice. So
Wow,
it's
that's absolutely fantastic.
isn't that great?
It's
I
so
thought you'd
freaking
like
good.
it. So what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do this every once in a while as well, just to kind of like throw in some variety in the beers that we're having, because I realized that like we've been on a pretty strict pale ale kind of diet.
Mainly because we both like them,
Yeah, exactly.
and then we both kind of swing both ways. Like you like your White Claws,
I do.
you like your girly drinks, which is fine, and I like my dark stuff. So like, and I'm okay with getting girly drinks. We can buy some ciders and stuff
Well,
like that.
here's the thing, man. Like I've been like, I was drinking Guinness draughts since I was 18 years old. Like my first dark beer was what is that brand? It's been around forever. Fuck, it's not Guinness. It's for God's sake.
You're not helping me here.
Yeah,
Dude, what's it start with? Like,
it's a name.
it's a name.
It's a guy's name, and I'm drawing a blank on it.
Sam Adams.
Sam Adams. So Sam Adams had a really dark beer back in like 2004, and I cannot remember what it was, but it was a Sam Adams, and it was pretty freaking heavy. So point is, I've been drinking. And how old were you in 2004?
14.
Exactly. So
And you were
I know
what?
that I'm drinking my foo-foo drinks
What,
right
like
now.
32 in 2004?
I was something like that. I was what, 76. But yeah, so now that you're challenging my manhood here, I've been drinking dark ass beer since before you could drive.
No, it's really
So
good.
the reason that I generally am opposed to the dark beers on the podcast is because of what you pick up.
That's true.
So
I pick up
you're
some
picking up like
dark
peanut
shit.
butter, oatmeal stout, milk stout, like these, like. For one thing, I think milk is disgusting, anyways, and then you throw that into a stout, and I'm
so
just
good.
like, "Fuck this!"
It's thick as hell.
Like,
If it comes out like syrup, it's perfect.
ugh, God.
But see, here's the thing: is I actually don't buy that many stouts because, as much as I love them, I can only have one, maybe two, and any more than that, I just it's too heavy.
Yeah, exactly. You feel weighted down.
Which is why I constantly have Blue Moon in the house.
A Blue Moon is like really a good kind of middle of the road type of beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I love this kind, and I came across it at the grocery store, and I was like, oh fuck, this is such a good beer. This is one of my all-time favorites.
Do you know if they have this in a 12-pack?
Yes, maybe.
If they have it in a 12-pack, maybe that's what I'll buy tomorrow.
They
It's
might.
super, super good. It tastes heavy, but it feels like a lighter beer.
Yeah, it's got an excellent dark taste to it, but it doesn't make you feel heavy.
Yeah,
like I used to drink a 6-pack of this. Like, there's a couple others that I'm gonna bring out. So where I was going with this before you started being an ass, is that I'm.
I guess you are what you eat.
I am right. So I'm think going to just go back over the list of the darker beers that I like, and every now and again I'm going to bring one of those out for you to try because I've got a bunch of them that I know you haven't had yet because they're a little more obscure.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring them out and see what you think.
I'm totally down for that. I will go through the more lighter, fruitier beers that I like, which is not a whole lot. But I like trying that kind of stuff. Like,
It's funny that you think that I like lighter, fruitier. I like IPAs.
yeah, I know you like IPAs. I know, but I also know you like some of the White Claw, like the flavored stuff. Do you like cider?
No.
No cider.
No, not really. I drink White Claws because they're 100 calories and like 2 grams of carbs.
Yeah, but
That's literally why I
it's
drink
piss water.
them.
They're not too bad, I guess, but they're
Piss water is like,
Bud Light.
yeah, Bud Light's not great. Yeah,
Keystone.
Keystone. Exactly. That's piss water.
So-
I just think they're being stereotyped as being girly drinks, but
I mean,
I don't know.
but
They're very effective. Like, what makes it a girly drink? Because girls like it. Well, my wife drinks dark beer, so then
enough.
does that make this a girly drink?
my wife has almost strictly drinks Duluth cider.
Nice.
So we have growlers in the fridge constantly.
Yeah.
There's one. Okay.
Very good. I mean, ciders, if a person has a taste for it, it's amazing how good the ciders are in this country.
They have one. It's La something like that. La something or other. That it's got a little bit of kick to it. I actually think you would like it. It doesn't taste cidery. Like it has a little bit of a cider taste to it, but it's got more of a spice kick to it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
They also have one. It's seasonal, but they have one with tequila.
Oh, cool.
It's fantastic as well.
My beef with cider has always been that it tastes a little bit too much like Riesling wine, and I'm not a white wine fan. I like red wine, and I want it to be the darkest red wine that you can get. The Pinot Noirs, the Cab Savs, that's my jam.
Go to Duluth Cider, get a flight.
One of these nights we should have wine.
I'm fucking down. I like some red wine. I'll fuck up a bottle of red wine.
Yeah, I know some wine.
Fuck, man.
I love wine.
Back in the day when I was like, oh, I'm just gonna drink until I fall asleep. Like wine is the way to go.
It works.
It works. It's tasty, and the next thing you know, you're like, no, half.
And your teeth are red.
Like, Jesus.
Oh man, so you like we talked about earlier when we were working in the garage, we plucked a transmission out tonight, and I was telling you about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
well,
I'll
they've got
start
an
watching
episode where they're day drinking, public day drinking, and to get away with it, they've got Diet Coke cans and they pour red wine into
Nice.
Diet Coke cans.
That's
and they're just like
brilliant.
walking around getting smashed drinking their Diet Coke cans.
I love it.
That is so fucking funny. The wife and I, we've always talked about doing that. We just, end up with kids, so now we can't.
The last person, I'm not going to say his name because he's been on the podcast before, but we had a buddy at Power Cruise. I think he was at Power Cruise. He might have been at your bachelor party. I'm pretty sure it was Power Cruise, though. He was day drinking, and he had a water bottle and mixed with vodka and something else. And
It was vodka and...
no one thought anything of it. Like, oh, he's just staying hydrated. And he got shit-faced.
Yeah, it's the flavor mixes.
Yeah, it's one of the flavor
So I
ones.
can't remember which one it was, but yes, it was a flavor
He
mix.
got trashed. And he doesn't drink
Oh,
anymore.
what time did you say the time?
I think it was at Power Cruise that time.
No, I mean, did you say the time of the day
Oh,
when he passed out?
God, it was, what, 4 in the afternoon? It wasn't late. 4 or
Yeah,
5.
no, I think it might have been earlier than that.
Was it?
I actually thought that it was like around 3 o'clock.
Oh, Jesus
Like, I'm
Christ.
pretty sure he started drinking at like noon. Was it noon? Around noon?
Maybe.
Before noon?
Yeah.
He started drinking really early, and he was passed out after a couple of hours. 3 hours, 4
Yeah.
hours, something
well,
like
I remember
that.
your bachelor party. He slept the entire next day and woke up at like 7.
He did.
So
I
hungover.
remember him emerging. Well, he also like covered that room in vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah. The poor guy. He gets started and he has a tough time stopping.
So he doesn't drink anymore, which is probably for the best.
Yeah, that's not a bad plan.
No,
yeah.
it's not. He just does a lot of mushrooms and stares off.
Yes, and that is why we are not going to mention who is that person.
Nope.
Uh-huh. So I'm really excited. I'm hoping that the laptop is going to be able to at least handle us doing the marketplace and like sharing stuff because
hope so.
it's great. I love the show and tell aspect of this.
Makes you feel like a kid again, doesn't it?
Well, that and it's like we've got some hilarious stuff that we can share.
Yeah, that's definitely true. You and I both like really weird shit,
Yeah, and
Which is good.
yeah, exactly.
which is good. We should like weird shit. If we all like the same crap, we'd all like Corvettes.
Right.
We have a personality. Sorry.
So I got something I'm going to show you here. Let's
Totally
see.
rock a Corvette. Though,
This
by
is
the
so
way.
funny. Like, now I've got a.
Are you shopping on Amazon?
So
We're
you're
trying-
going to get a kick out of this.
We're trying to do a podcast, and you're shopping on Amazon.
This is what I'm shopping on Amazon
you buy
for.
a mini bike. Oh my god, that's sweet looking.
That is a Chinese 200cc
For $3,000?
motorcycle.
6-speed.
That you
Made
can
by
literally buy on Amazon.
Is it Leffen?
Yeah, so it's a Lifan. And
Lifan.
Lifan, I want to say, is the biggest Chinese engine producer or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
that's CT90 that I built.
Probably trust that. Yeah.
I had a 66 CT90, and the transmission developed these issues, and it's very common. There's like some kind of a like a gear or a shift selector or something like that internally that develops these issues. And the factory engines they're god awful slow anyway. So what I did was I swapped in a Chinese horizontal engine, and it was a Piranha 140 or something like that. Tripled the horsepower of the Honda engine that was in it because a high compression pit bike engine. Well, that one is the Piranha's technically an XY or YX engine, which is basically a Lifan.
No shit.
And
okay.
Lifan is another one of these brands that make these little motors because they produce so many of them, and they're also very cheap. They're all knockoffs of Hondas, essentially.
They just copy everything almost.
That's basically what this motorcycle is.
No
It's a copy of a.
That's actually a really good looking bike too.
That's the kicker. Is
It's a good looking bike.
it's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I kind of dig that. It's got the whole brat look going on.
Yeah, and I want to say that I saw one of these on I don't know if it was a podcast or something like that. Somebody had shared it, or I maybe saw a video of it. They're in real life good looking. Like they don't look like crap. Like you see them up close and they're actually decent looking bikes.
For $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's $3,000 plus $300 delivery and then tax.
Oh, you can't do Prime?
No.
Get 2-day ship. This is for free.
No, I don't think so. But it ships within 3 to 4 days, and then whatever process. You got to figure that it's freight, so they're shipping you a box with a motorcycle inside of it,
and you got to assemble some of it.
Well, I wish so badly if dad mods and we're closing in on this. We'll talk about this a little bit later. This is the kind of shit that I'd love to just impulse buy.
Yeah, I'm like, we're gonna build a motorcycle from a box and see what happens.
Yeah, we're gonna buy a motorcycle on Amazon and then we're gonna go take it and go do something.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Like we'll take one of the reliable bikes and then we'll take this thing and then
when that breaks, we're riding 2 up together.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
The 300.
That'd be perfect. That would be perfect. And then we go take this thing up the North Shore or something like that and go rip around like some dirt roads or whatever. Because I think it's actually got knobby tires. No, maybe it doesn't. But yeah, so it'd be fun.
I'm happy it comes with tires.
It does.
That's
it does.
sweet.
And it comes with its motor and handlebars. And
I'm really curious on just the quality of build.
well, here's the thing. It's got 9 ratings and it's at 5 stars. So it must be okay.
Well, 9's not a whole lot, though.
9's not a lot of reviews.
That could just be the employees trying to stack reviews up right there.
Well, I want to say that Amazon's done something to deal with that issue.
Okay.
I
That makes me feel a
believe
little bit better.
in order to do a review, you have to prove that you own it or something like that. So I think that the system's improved.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
greatly.
It is still a good looking bike, though. I would totally rock that.
Yeah, right?
If we had $3,000 just to blow on a bike, totally would buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
I would buy it
I mean, we would-
because I'm curious on how they ship the fucking thing.
I know. It's like if we had 3, that's how they ship it,
Yeah,
right
I know.
there.
So they take the handlebars. Like, do you have to put the forks on?
There could be some assembly. It looks like a pretty wide box, though.
Is this
so,
like that episode of Grand Tour where they had to build that truck in the middle of freaking nowhere?
Oh, that could be. I don't know.
Except for we only have 1 box and they had like 3 boxes.
Oh man, I don't know.
Oh, that's what we would have to do. We'd have to buy that and then like go to the middle of nowhere and try to assemble it in a field and then ride home on
I
it.
actually love that idea. That's my kind of jam. Yeah, I think it's so wild. Like I love and hate the idea of going to Amazon to purchase power sports things, but I like the convenience. You're not messing around with a dealer.
No, you're not. You're cutting the middleman out. You're not
Exactly.
paying all the stupid taxes and licensing fees that they throw on. And
All the extra bullshit.
we had
yeah.
oh sorry man, we printed off 6 pieces of paper instead of 5, so we're gonna charge you another $35 for that extra piece of paper.
Right.
Dumb shit like that.
Yeah, well, I just loathe dealers in general. Now, granted, with power sports, I've had good experiences with both places, but when it comes to like car dealers, I fucking hate them.
Okay, so not to get too much on a tangent, what do you hate more, dealing with a dealership or Ticketmaster?
Oh, Ticketmaster.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say at least we can both agree on that. Ticketmaster and the hidden
Yeah,
fees.
Ticketmaster is fucking evil. And if you want proof that we have a failed government, the fact that Ticketmaster is allowed to abuse
Oh yeah.
the just consumers
Oh,
so
you printed
much.
it off at home. That'll be $30 extra.
It's called a convenience fee, which is like the most patronizing name imaginable
yeah,
for
you're
it.
saving us the fucking
Convenient?
work, but we're gonna charge you for it.
Convenient for who?
Yeah. Oh, you opened up 3 web browsers for this. There's another $10.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Thursday. That's
Like,
$7.
Any music artist, any comedian, any live performer that intentionally supersedes that process, sells directly, or the venues that sell directly.
I
I
try
think
to buy-
First Ave is like
I try to
that.
buy straight from the venue.
Any of them that do it that way, like, I applaud you. Give me a list. I will make sure to support you guys, because fuck Ticketmaster, fuck Live Nation, fuck these massive conglomerates that are like
Now, was
ruining
it Bands in Town?
live
another one of 'em and
experiences.
shit? Yeah.
Yeah, but is Bands in Town getting bad?
It wasn't too bad last time I used. I haven't used them in a while.
Yeah.
Last couple of shows have been Live Nation or Ticketmaster, unfortunately.
Fuck Live Nation too.
Yeah, Live Nation fucking blows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I bought like $40 tickets, and it came out to like $120 after fees.
No
and
shit.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like,
Man,
that's more than tax.
so
it was at the Skyway. Like,
at the risk
come
of
on.
sounding like an old fart, so back in the day, and this was like the early 2000s, I don't think Ticketmaster was a thing. I remember waiting in line to get tickets to shit. I remember waiting in line to go see the newest, episode 1 of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, I saw that in theaters.
Yeah, so I remember waiting in line.
I wasn't an adult. I was a kid when I saw it.
Yeah, I was an adult. I was drinking in it in the theater. So yeah, like I remember waiting in line for that. I remember waiting in line for tickets to Incubus. I remember
the Electric Fetus selling tickets.
Yep, I think that's
And
where
now
I
the
bought.
Electric Fetus isn't even a thing. For those of you not from Duluth,
Yeah,
I
they're
know
like, what did you just
what's
say?
Electric Fetus? Is that a sex toy? Like, no.
They might have sold sex toys at one point.
Probably. I know they sold bongs and shit.
But lots of bongs.
Electric Fetus was, how would you call that? It was kind of a hippie store, sort of. They sold-
Electric Fetus was primarily a music shop, but it also had a lot of like alternative lifestyle stuff.
Yeah,
Not in like weird ways, just
No,
in
like-
like hippy dippy clothes, crunchy shit.
Yeah, that they'd sell incense. That, you know,
It was a little bit
Chris
head
Farley
shop,
shit.
like
Yep.
you could buy pipes and all that kind of stuff there.
Disc golf stuff. At one point in time, they had discs. Like so,
Lots of records too. It's
Oh,
like when
yeah.
it came to the music side of things, like that was the place to go to find obscure music, local music. That was the go-to.
you could go in there and sample music before you bought it.
Yeah,
good
so
shit.
if you remember Sam Goody from the early 2000s, that was when you would be able to walk up and you'd actually be able to select music. Barnes & Noble was the same thing. You would like press a button on a thing and it would move the disc into the player and then it would play it and all that kind of shit. They had a version of that where it was all kind of digitally plugged in. It was like a big MP3 player and you'd throw some cans on your head and you'd jam out to whatever it was. But it was so cool because they would sort of have their own selection process. So you might have Atmosphere on one, which for those who haven't heard Atmosphere, fucking look them up. Hip hop artists, they've been around for 30, 20 years, something like that. Minnesota based, fantastic music. And then you'd find like Amon Amarth would be in the next selection.
Yeah, it'd be all over the fucking place. They also really supported local bands.
Oh, they were amazing
They
when
were
it came to
very
local
good
music.
at doing that. They had an entire section of local music.
Like if you were even if you're local, obscure, whatever, if you pressed vinyl, if you produced an album, like a CD,
Yeah.
they would sell it there.
Yep.
So you might have bands like Crew Jones, which is like one of my favorite little local legendary bands because they were so incredibly unique and they were just like a lightning in a bottle. Like when they would perform, it was just breathtaking because it was so odd.
Never got to see that.
It is bluegrass hip hop,
Really?
which sounds insane.
I would go see that.
When you hear it, it's like, oh my God, how does this work?
I'm fine.
I will see about in one of the next podcasts, I'll see about playing the music because I don't think we're going to run into any issues because they're not a band anymore.
Okay.
So I don't think we're going to get like flagged or anything for playing
Sometimes,
it.
though, that mix of genre works fantastic.
It's crazy. Like you'll hear it and you'll be like, how am I hearing banjos and really good lines?
I think a Skindred.
Yeah, Skindred's
For
fun.
those of you who don't know Skindred, they're a reggae metal band. Mm-hmm. And it just works.
Yeah, they're fun. I've seen them live.
So that was a bit of a tangent.
It was a little bit of a tangent. I actually don't know how we arrived there. I think we were just talking about things we hate, dealers.
dealers,
So anyways, that
Ticketmaster,
motorcycle. I just saw that. I know that I've known that there's Chinese motorcycles that you can buy, and then this is the first time that I saw it on Amazon, which I think they've been there for a while, but I saw it and I was like, we got to talk about this.
Yeah, so if you would like to contribute to the show, buy us a motorcycle off Amazon.
Yeah. Well, and that's something that we will talk about in a little while here because we're very close. But yeah, so we've got a couple of marketplace finds to share as well.
We have some
which
weird
is cool.
shit, which is good because we like weird shit. Like,
Yeah.
why would you not like weird shit?
I mean, you're a boring ass mofo if you don't like weird shit.
Yeah, we can't all like Camaros and Firebirds. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Ryan, if you're watching this, I apologize.
So I got to see if this is going to work correctly because bear with us, guys. Our software is still very new to us. Looks like we got it.
Good?
Hey, look at that. It's
So-
actually working really well.
That's good. That is a Subaru Sam Bar, is what it's called.
Yeah, is it Sam or
think it-
San?
The guy typed the ad as Sam Bar. I don't know why they would call it a sandbar and not a sandbar, because a sandbar is an actual thing. And
Yeah.
a sandbar sounds like a really shitty bar in like a small town.
Yeah, Sambar Diaz.
Yeah.
Diaz.
I'm not sure what year it is. The ad says 1994. I find that a little hard to believe. It does not look like it's from 94.
Yeah, it looks older.
It looks a little bit older, but it's cool as shit. It's like it's kind of a van. It's kind of not a van.
It's kind of this like little weird hippie retro thing. Apparently this thing's got, it's carbonated. What? Okay, the ad is so good.
Okay, I should have read the ad before I shared this.
It needs some work. There is an issue with the fuel mixture.
hold on.
It's carbonated.
Okay, first off, I love how it starts. It needs some work, but if you read up higher, right below the mileage, it says in fantastic
condition. Sure, buddy. I cannot believe they said, here's the problem with the fuel mixture. It's carbonated. So what the fuck, are you running seltzer water through it?
No food. Oh shit, you hit a bump and it just fizzes out the gas tank.
Oh my god, it needs a new battery. So basically, like, if it's a carbureted vehicle, that means that it probably needs a carb or it needs a cleaning
what
or
I'm
something like
assuming.
that. It's got some kind of hilarious issue.
fuel gets
Carbonated carburetor. That's so
God.
funny.
We
My
just
God.
don't know. Oh, it's cool though. That front end is. It reminds me. The front end reminds me of like the old British cars.
Yeah, right. It's adorable.
It's like you got this old like British car, like front end with that Toyota. What was the Toyota van from the '90s? The Wedge had the
Oh my God,
longest
yeah.
freaking front end to it.
Oh shit!
Looks
What
like a
is that
ski hill with
called?
wheels.
Ugh, it's not a Hilux. It's
No, it
God damn it. P starts Previa.
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 Yeah, so you got the British front end with the Previa like windshield,
It's gotta have those
and then
lines.
then it's just van again from there on out.
Oh, I know. Isn't that funny? It's got kind of like Daihatsu look
Yeah.
to it. It's got like whoa. God damn it. What is the Mitsubishi?
Oh,
Our homie's got one.
Delica.
Delica. It's got
Yeah,
some
kind of
Delica
the Delica
vibes
that-
to it. It's got some bay window bus looks,
Yeah.
or even it's more like Wasserbox or like. I'm getting such a kick out of the fucking door. Like, look at how big that front door is.
So it's funny you mentioned the door. One of my, it's a small feature on this thing, but I kind of like it. Is how the door handle for the front door and the sliding door match. Is you got this nice little black box.
This like rectangle
yeah,
there.
it's just like they just made it very symmetric. I kind of
so
like that.
when it breaks for the front door, it destroys the back door.
Yes. Well,
Oh man, I love it
and
though.
it's got these kind of like unique looks, and it's on the shittiest of steel wheels.
Wow. So it's a very utilitarian little machine.
It's rear engine, obviously. Mm-hmm. The back seat does not look very comfortable though. That looks like they stole 'em from like an airport lounge.
No, that does not
Not
look
even?
like a very comfortable interior. But I mean, the hell with your passengers.
fuck
Like
'em.
they get
Driver's-
whiplash.
The driver's seats, look fantastic. The
Oh
front
yeah,
seats
they look great. Like the really weird headrest, like telescopic thing that has like a weird circle in the middle.
It's a mullet. It's modern in the front and vintage in the back, man.
There it is, dude. I mean,
And
it's
then-
not very modern in the front.
But then you get outside and it's vintage in the
Dude,
front and
it
kinda
looks like a
modern.
shitty Kia. Like it looks like it was designed by Kia. What is that fucking grill? Get rid of the grill.
I don't get the grill.
If you get rid of the grill, that's an adorable front end. With the grill, it looks special.
Well, I'm a little. There's one other thing I'm not too sure about the front end. So you got the side marker lights. You have the two round headlights. You have the two amber turn signals, but then you have the other two clear lights. Are those low beams? Are those fog? Like they're too high to be fog lights.
Yeah,
That's not a fog light.
So I would have assumed
highs
that they
and
were
lows?
fog lights, but yeah, those might be like high beams or something.
The fog lights are
That's
usually
weird.
low to go under the fog. That's
Well,
kind of how they
yeah,
work.
exactly. So if I think back to like what Japan's done, like a lot of cars that we get in the States, and there's JDM versions. The JDM versions have things like a rear fog light, and they have like
true.
special lower fog lights on the fronts and stuff like that. It's a little bit different, but that's too high. Like
It is too high.
I don't think that would. I mean, I guess it's in line with the top of the wheel well in the front.
Maybe it's just like a running light or something like that.
I mean, I guess it could be a fog light if it's really pointed down, but it's weird. I mean, you'd think you'd still catch fog if it's that
Yeah,
high.
you think so?
But I don't know. Just look at the thing.
Whatever.
It looks like its mama was drinking when it was in the womb.
Oh yeah, that one definitely got dropped.
Yeah. Oh man.
That one took 3 years to get past second grade.
Yeah. Yeah, that one was held back. For sure. Yeah. All right. So I need to talk a little bit about the thing that I found. So what we have here.
Oh, can I take a stab at this?
Oh yeah, go for it.
I know it's a Carmen Ghia. Mm-hmm. This is the first gen Carmen Ghia, though, right? Like this is like one of the rarer ones to find.
This
the
is
front end.
It's a Type 34 Carmen Ghia. This is a Brazil. I want to say it's Brazil only Carmen Ghia.
I'm gonna test your memory here. Do you remember?
Yes. You took a picture of it and you sent it to me. You were in Florida.
I was in Orlando and I saw one.
Yeah, that's when
I knew it was a Ghia, but I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at.
Did you have to get surgery there or something?
My appendix.
Your appendix
went
burst.
out the first full day that we were there.
It's not a power steering pump. It's your fucking appendix.
It was making noise every time I turned to the left. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh man, yeah, you sent me a picture of that, and I about shit my pants. I don't know how so many have made their way into the states. When I say so many, there's probably like 24, but
that's still more than we should have.
It's impressive, and I think that's because we're connected with land. Like I want to say that they're primarily a Brazilian thing, but they're wild looking.
So something else that intrigues me is not actually this car itself. You can notice in this picture and a couple of pictures ahead. What the fuck does this guy do? Because he has this Carmen Ghia. He's got the old pickup in the backdrop.
Yeah.
There's another one with like another Ghia. Yeah, right there.
So he has multiple of these.
Yeah, and then the old pickup. So it's like this guy clearly is into classics.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I think he's in California, if I remember right. I can't really tell by the plates. But yeah, cool. Yeah, I want to say that he's in California. Judging by the condition that the cars are in, I would think it'd have to be.
Yeah, it's
California.
Either California or Florida.
The trees look like they're definitely,
Oh, you all into
coastal.
What is it, arbor? You an arborist? Is that the one I'm looking for?
I wish I knew.
I have no clue.
I don't know.
Your trees?
I don't know. All I know is that I love it. It's for sale. It's for sale for like 31 grand, which is a lot for an air cool.
I was gonna say that seems high.
Yeah.
But then again, it's hard to find them.
And that's the thing. Yeah, like it's rough around the edges, but it's such a rare, special, sought after car. He will probably get it. Or it'll sell for high 20s.
It's one of those cars. It's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Exactly. And honestly, like regular Carmen Ghias, the nicest ones are tiptoeing on the 20,000s. The low lights, like the late 50s Carmen Ghias, like the version that we get in the States here, and the rest of the world for that matter. The low light oldest versions are in the same price range, or they're upwards of 40,000. It kind of depends on like how pristine and original they are. So it's kind of cool, like, and I love it because it's of course slammed to the ground. It's got all this cool custom shit done to it.
Stance to it.
I love it. I
like the patina on it.
Right. I have really come to love patina.
Same here.
Because it tells a story.
Well, I think I mentioned this to you about the BMW and how I was contemplating someday painting it and all that kind of crap. And no, I'm just gonna leave it how it is. I love it. I love this kind of beat up looking car that's just fun as shit to drive.
Yeah, and I really understand that sentiment. So I'm a little bit bummed out because my my old Ford is it's had an old restoration on it, which is like kind of a restoration. God knows what's been done underneath.
They sprayed it in a garage. It looks okay. It looks good. It's not horrible.
Yeah, it's a 20-footer. But then
so are you.
You
so
don't exactly. We're one and the same. So I don't get the original patina from it, but the original color is fucking hideous anyways.
Yeah, it was like a greenish color,
it's a disgusting pea green.
From what we were scraping off.
Yeah, it's pretty hideous.
I'm really glad I've drank a lot of alcohol since those days.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's I don't get to have the patina with this car when shoeboxes look awesome with it.
I think most classic cars do. Like a good slammed like 50s pickup truck.
Oh, that's such a good look.
Great with patina on it. It's so pretty.
I even love it on 90s cars for that matter. You know, talking about the BMW, like
I don't know
the
if-
right vehicles, I think look good when they've got the right kind of patina on
It
them.
really does come down to the car, though. For instance,
Yeah.
an Integra, I don't think would look good with patina on it.
No, they
you know?
don't because they don't really have patina. Like
They don't have the lines for it.
they aren't old enough yet.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take a little bit of time before the sun like eats up the paint the right way. But the
makes
problem is, man, these cars are such a cheap steel that I don't know that we're ever going to get there.
No.
You know, like the steel that's used in these old 50s cars, the reason why patina is so common on these things is because it's such a heavy gauge steel. It's such a high quality kind of steel.
Yeah, I mean, that was all that protected you in an accident. So they're like, we'll just make it thick as hell. And
That's
hope
what
for
they
the
thought,
best.
yeah. Yeah, and that's just what they assumed. Like they were just like, we're gonna use a thick quality steel because we want this thing to be sturdy construction. You know, if you look at like a modern vehicle where you've got crazy amounts of engineering into the, you know, crumple zones and all that kind of stuff, there's just layers upon layers of all like these, you know, the way that the layers attach, there's holes in certain places, there's like dimples in it and stuff like that, where it's like, wow, they really thought about every little teeny detail of how this thing's going to compress, which is a beautiful thing when it comes to
it's
hauling your
gorgeous.
kids
Oh,
around
yeah.
and caring about your loved ones.
But in the
But
50s,
there's-
they didn't even put seatbelts in.
Exactly.
They're like, if you die.
Style
it happens.
first, safety second.
I don't
and
even know if safety was second.
third,
Yeah, maybe-
safety fifth.
Maybe in the top 5, maybe.
Maybe. But you know what the outcome was?
Gorgeous looking cars.
Incredible vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just beautiful
Just-
works of art.
Beautiful. And yeah, like they age so well. And the patina is just like it literally tells a story. And there's just something so cool about that. Like Brando's 41 Chev.
Oh, yeah. Prime example
I think
of
it's
that.
a deluxe two-door or whatever. You know, do the Googles. I'm not going to because this computer will freak out if I try and make it do too much. But yeah, it's he's got so much. The paint's gone on it. Like it's bare steel in some spots, and he puts like Gibbs oil or something like
Here's-
that on it.
Here's the funny thing. As
Love it.
As a car guy, you look at that and like, oh, that's beautiful. It's got great patina. I'll like go to a show with the wife, and she'll be like, "What's up with that rusted pile of junk?" I'm like, it's not rusted. It's not. Like that's perfect. It's so solid. It's fantastic.
I know it's funny.
Doesn't quite get like her bus that she has. I said bust, not bust. Two different things. Her bus has a little bit of. Well, it's got some patina to it, you know.
Her
It's-
bust has some patina.
Yeah, something like that. Well, after I'm done
She's
with
in her
it.
30s now.
It's got some mild.
Like the kids.
But her bus has a little bit of patina on it. She's like, oh, it's got rust. And I'm like, it doesn't have rust. Like, this is super solid. Mm-hmm. You're look beyond the paint job. Like, you're like,
Right.
it's not shiny, so it's got to be a pile of crap. I'm like, that's not how this works.
No, not when it comes to classics. I mean, for sure, that can be a priority, fixing
Yeah.
them up, making them pretty. But the biggest thing is how good are the bones? It's got good bones. Is the the chassis solid?
Good patinaed air cool slammed to the ground
Oh,
is
yeah.
such a good look.
That's something special.
It would
Hence
take-
the Type 34
Yeah,
that we were just
exactly.
looking
I would
at.
take that over a nice shiny one any day of the week.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's always been my hope is to come across another Carmagia that's got like really good patina on it.
Yeah. So if you guys want to invest in the show at all, we like take donations of old air cools.
Yeah, no joke.
We're
We
not-
actually
we're not-
would.
We're not picky.
Yeah, I think we'll end up doing air cools eventually. I don't know when all that's going to come to be. We're just going to have a good time right now with what we have.
Technically, we were supposed to start one 7 days ago. My goal was to start it the week after Motorhead Madness.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're a little bit behind schedule. We're not doing too bad.
Well, I mean, we plucked the transmission out of the Ford, so
did.
Sunday is wide open.
Yeah, and I gotta clean the garage out. That's my big thing. And so the BMW runs and drives. It's got some issue where it's still kind of pulling timey when it warms up, but it runs well enough that it can sit outside. It doesn't need to sit in the garage.
Yeah.
The downside is we live in northern Minnesota, and we've experienced 3 seasons in the last week.
Yeah, literally.
We
We
had-
had Motorhead Madness, and that whole weekend was gorgeous.
Yep, I rode the new motorcycle. We got the BMW out. We got the Ford out. All that was fantastic. Then we got snow,
Yeah.
and now it's snowing at night and raining during the day.
Yeah, it's been awful.
So
yeah.
that's why it's not sitting outside yet. Is I don't want snow to sit on it. Mm-hmm. Rain I don't care about, but I don't want the snow because the snow just sits there and then it melts and seeps and all that kind of crap.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sure.
pisses me off.
Yep. So then what? You're gonna pull it out and then you're gonna gut the garage and clean stuff up.
I have 6 pallets. I got a haul out of it that we don't need. But my mother-in-law is gonna burn all of them for me. So
that's cool.
That works out nice. I got a moped that I need to just do something with.
Electric swap.
I'm just gonna fucking fix it and sell it.
Yeah. Then
It's just taking up space. It's a little bit clean, and then we can lay out all the parts for the bus in one stall,
and then we can start shooting videos on it. That's where he's going with this.
So. Yeah, in a very long sort of way. We will. Can you say it's an air-cooled build though?
Well, it's an air-cooled car with a water-cooled engine.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Way yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so a bay window bus that's going to get a ABA 8-valve Volkswagen engine.
2-liter Volkswagen motor. And the reason for that is, A, the donor car was free and drove onto the trailer.
Right.
So I'm a cheap ass, as you guys probably know from the tricycle series. So there's that. It's a little bit different than just doing a Subaru swap. And as you know, we can't do things other people have done. And I got a really good deal on a Kennedy adapter plate to bolt the ABA directly onto the Volkswagen transmission. So it's like, why not just go for this?
Yeah.
And it fits.
Yeah,
It's mocked up in there already, and it fits rather well.
So the bus is not a ground up build. Like it's part of the way done. And what we're doing, this was originally just going to be Donnie's solo project. You were on the fence about having it be a dad mods thing because you thought, oh, it's going to make it take longer.
Well, it kind of has by this point. So we've owned this thing for 7 years now.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So
and how long have you had the adapter and how long have you had the engine?
First, shut up. Okay, so what happened is my wife and I lived in a little 2-bedroom house. She's always wanted a Volkswagen bus. That's like her dream car. We found one down in the cities for like $1,400, $1,500.
Yeah, it was cheap.
Solid floor, solid frame, perfect. Like that's all I cared about because everything else you can get easily. It's all easy to replace. We trailered it up. Was having transmission issues with it. Never got quite sorted out. And then we sold the house and bought a new house. Which then I bought a Miata and then a BMW. And I got sidetracked. And just kind of she didn't want to necessarily help me with it. So I just kind of got pushed back. And now I'm like, I really actually want to get this thing on the road. So BMW is pretty much done. My shit's taken care of, so now I can work on her shit. Is where it's at now. So everything's mocked up. But we still have a little bit of engineering for the motor. Obviously mount a radiator, coolant lines. Rewire the entire thing. And hardwood floors are gonna go in it.
Yep.
So we got pretty much all the parts to do it. It just needs to get done, which we finally have time to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool to put that whole thing together. So yeah, that's why it ended up. It's going to be a dad mods project because then we're gonna tag team it and get the thing going because it will inevitably be a much bigger task than we both realize. So it's best to just have it be a focused build between the two of us. So yeah, I'm excited because I love air cools. I used to have a Karmann Ghia and I kick myself every day for getting rid of it. I stand by my rationale at the time, but it still is one of those regrets where it's like I should have found a way.
I'm excited for a completely different reason.
Yeah.
I've never owned a cool family cruiser. Like I can put the family in the BMW, but it's not a cruiser by any means.
Yeah, but it's tight.
Yeah,
it's really tight.
But like a low and slow bus. Well, it's gonna be peppy. It's not gonna be super slow, but
it'll be slow.
It's still gonna be slow.
It's a 2-liter Volkswagen.
Well, yeah, but it's still gonna at least accelerate onto the highway.
It has over 100 horse, so
exactly.
it will get out of its own way, kind of.
Yeah, it's just not. I'm not gonna go take it racing, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the let's go camping for the weekend
that's the beauty of it. Yeah,
picnic or something.
It's so much a family kind of vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, and I almost wonder if because it's got like the stove and all that stuff. It's like so it's a bay window that has camper stuff put into it,
but it's not a Westphalia. Somebody took the bench seats out and put all the camper stuff in it. It doesn't have the stove, but it's got the bench seat in the back. It's got the closet, the overhead storage, and I have a table for it.
Did you say sink? It's got the sink, doesn't it?
I have a sink for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, that's something we could always do. We could modernize it as well, where we make things like that swing out of the back or something, or a detachable stove, all that kind of shit.
Yeah. Well,
build in storage for all those camping things,
could just
whatever.
put an inverter in it and a stove and what are they called? The hot
Hot
plates.
plate.
Yep. Yeah, I might just do something like that. But that's down the road. First things first. I want to drive it.
Just want to make it
That's
run
my goal.
and drive.
I want it to move under its own power this summer. Before Labor Day weekend, hopefully.
And pull timing and
I'm gonna just fucking hit you. Fucking show the next thing. Let's get this over with. I'm done talking to you. Look, I want to go to bed.
oh man. All right. So,
You make me want to drink and go to sleep.
well, do you want to show the BMW thing?
Yeah, we can show that.
Okay.
We'll do that first. Yeah, I like that idea of ending with the other video. The other video is us just in shorts dancing.
Okay.
Not necessarily to the
So I've
song.
got to do the screen share thing for you guys. This is a little bit of a learning experience.
We've never shared a video.
Yeah, we're just gonna do it this way. We're not gonna bother with system audio on it. Looks like we've got a screen share going, so hopefully you guys can start seeing it right now.
So a little backstory on this video. I stumbled upon it on Facebook on a couple of the pages I'm a part of for BMWs, and I just thought it was kind of cool. It just shows the basic assembly of the BMW of the E30 back in the day. It's obviously raw footage, so it's kind of rough, but that's kind of cool at the same time. It's nothing spectacular, it doesn't show engineering things or anything like that, but it's still kind of cool to see how they built them.
Yeah, and don't blame your computer or your cell phone. The potato quality is because the image is so old.
Oh yeah,
The
this
video's
is
so
filmed
old.
on a potato, like easily. But it was kind of cool to like just see how hand built these cars were.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. And most things back in this point in time, so this was like the mid 80s when they started manufacturing these things. Of course they had robots that could do a lot of it, but you can see how much of it just had to be fine-tuned by hand still.
Yeah, and it's incredible that they turned out to be such great vehicles considering they're built by hand,
Yeah, exactly. I know. I'm really impressed with I shouldn't say impressed. I love watching this older stuff because you get a sense of actually what went on with it, like what it took, kind of like the story, the origin, the genesis of every single E30
somebody's
is there.
job was to figure out the fender gap. Like that was his job. He 40 hours a week. Like, I'm going to just mount fenders and get the gap correct.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ, like that's.
And it's incredible how
interesting as hell.
fast they move too,
yeah.
where it's like, they perfect the whole. Yeah, the fender gap's such a good example because they'll have like these little wedges that they'll use.
Yeah, like, that's perfect. They can just eye it up and it's good to go.
And like you watch how fast they're putting like the dash and stuff in. Actually, I feel like I've actually seen this video.
Have you?
Because I believe that they put the dash in. There it is.
That's like a $500 dash nowadays.
Yeah, and they
Crack
were a
fee.
dime a dozen, and I bet you could buy a brand new one from BMW that time for probably a couple $100, like $100, $200.
I mean, look at that. Just put the whole drive. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, and I love like how modular BMW built everything, where it's like, oh, we've got this entire cross member assembly in the front that just bolts straight in, and it's already got the control arms on there, and then we just do the final little bit that attaches to the underside of the body, and then
They're just built really well and very simple at the same time.
and it's so funny that then the end of it, literally, they're wrapping the thing up, they want to test it, and then it rolls out and it
Bam.
goes onto a truck. Now that's a 7 Series, isn't it, or is that an E30? No, that I think isn't.
Yeah, that's the four-door version.
Oh, it's a facelift model. Okay,
Yeah.
so this was the 90s
Yeah,
version.
Well, that's post 86. That could be like an 87 or an 88.
okay. I'm following. Yeah, and so we've got one other here that we're gonna show you guys.
That you should definitely check out on the channel.
Yeah, so this is our most recent upload. When the podcast comes out, this will have been the prior week it came out. We're getting excited, and actually I'm really glad because I ran into Jake at Motorhead Madness, and he was just like, hey man, whatever happened to all of the footage? And we had so many videos that we wanted to get out and get done so that we could be like caught up for Motorhead Madness.
We had builds and stuff we were trying to
And the
finish up
kicker
all that.
is it worked because we literally had our build videos up and done so that when the cars rolled into Motorhead Madness, anybody who's following was able to go there and be like, holy shit, this is the car that I just saw in the video from last week. Like,
the finished product.
so it worked out really good. But one of the bummers of that was that I didn't get to invest enough time into doing the Power Cruise media that we had filmed so much of. So we got a couple of videos out, but this was some of the stuff that's been sitting around waiting for me to get to it. And Jake asked me about it, and that was kind of like little bit of a fire under my ass. So I'm glad that he did because it came out really good. Like we got some pretty cool footage.
I love his car. His car is still one of my favorite cars at Power Cruise.
Yeah, so for sure, you guys, like, check out this little video we threw together. It's a short one. It's only like 7 minutes long. And it's, you know, it's Jake. It's a 62 Falcon. He's had this thing for ages. It's fun.
It's a blast. He said it makes like 270 roughly.
Yeah.
Manual trans in it, and he just rolls through the freaking gears when he drives it. It's so much fun to ride in.
Yeah, it's like one of people's favorites. So like Max actually had mentioned this to me. Like he loves seeing this car because he knows it's Power Cruise. When he sees this car, he goes, "Oh, that's Power Cruise." Yeah. You know, because it's a staple.
It every year.
It's there every year. Like it's always out just tearing the tires off it, having fun. And that's just Jake's style. Like, yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, God, it's such a blast to ride in it.
Yeah, I know. I love that, like, you guys got to rip around on the track. You did probably, what, 5 laps?
Yeah, 4 or
8
5
laps?
laps.
Oh, was it 5? Okay.
It was 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't, like, blow the doors off of anything, but it kept up with a couple of older things.
But here's the thing. Like, you're in an old Falcon shredding gears. Like, it's just fun. It's just absolutely fun.
It's one of the reasons why you guys should make sure to watch the video if you have any interest in these old cars, because you're not going to hear the sound correctly while we're gabbing over it. The sound of this car is so good. Especially when he's like coming through the tunnel. The sound is awesome.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is the way he drives that car, he doesn't drive it like it's an old 60s Falcon, you know? He drives it like he's driving a Miata. Like he just he knows his car. He knows how it handles. He knows when to shift, all that, and it's just a fantastic ride. If you ever get the chance to ride along with him, do it.
Yeah, no shit. If you're at Power Cruise, ask him.
Yeah,
he'll take you for a ride.
He'd be more than happy to.
You know, it's and part of it is also he does have a T5 in it, so it's a more modern transmission as well. Which the T5 isn't like that modern, but it's
it's more modern.
Yeah, it's it's a 80s 90s transmission as opposed to a 60s car, and it actually has the original 60s 250 in it. So it's a straight 6 250 Ford engine, and it rips. I think he said it's got like an Australian head, or something like that, with like more valves.
And matched a little bit, and it works. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, this is so funny. The way that thing takes off, it almost looks like I sped up the video. I didn't. There's just is either a supercharger or a big frickin' turbo on that thing.
Here's the thing: is we have bigger smiles than he does.
I don't know about that, but everybody's having a good time, and that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, that's what Power Cruise is.
Yeah, and I won't show like the entire burnout competition videos here. Like, by all means, if you want to check this out, like go watch the video. It's so fun. Just like Jake just destroys the tires on this thing.
He has fun with his car. He treats the car like he should treat it. Drive the piss out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I know, and like he drives it until the tires even explode. Like it's like he puts on a hell of a show. Yeah,
good times.
Yeah, it is, and exactly that's the benefit of it is like going back through the footage. I realized like yes, I didn't get this stuff out immediately after Power Cruise, but it's actually going to. A lot of people didn't even know that we filmed their shit, so it'll be a pleasant surprise for a lot of people, and it's getting me excited, and hopefully it's going to get other people excited as well.
Because it's coming up quick.
It is. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah. Well, don't say that. It is not even May yet.
We got 4 months.
Yeah.
Almost to the day.
Oh God, I know. Cool. Well, hey, this was a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
We did a lot of show and tell tonight.
I'm buying this beer tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, by all means, feel free to have a couple out of this thing too.
I'm gonna steal one so I remember what to buy.
Ah, nice.
I could look at the empty one, but
you gotta drink one to know it, right?
yeah, I gotta drink something on the way to go get more.
Well, sure. You can have an empty cup holder.
Uh,
Hey guys, thank you very much for tuning in for another Brews with the Dudes podcast.
we will see you next week with a guest.
With a guest. Cool. Bye guys.
See ya.